Here's what we're going to be taking a look at today. The CampChef Stryker MS100, the isobutane model. Okay, I'm kidding, it wasn't in the box. But here's this little stove I bought. It's very... Fuck. Okay, redo. We'll keep the lid on this time. So this is the CampChef Stryker Isobutane stove. It's pretty much identical to the Jetboil. I'm going to say it's better, and I'll list a couple of reasons why. But first we'll take a little bit of a look at this. I'll open it up. So first you'll see this little locking mechanism for the handle up top. It's just a simple little wire with a, I don't know what you'd call that. But anyways, you just take that off, open it up, it clicks in place. Has a nice little lock here, if you can see that. Has this cool lid with a little handle on it. The Jetboil one does not have this nice little nub to grab. We've got our fuel that stores in there perfectly. Little stabilizer. Some people just throw these away, but I don't know, I haven't tried it that much yet, so I literally just got it yesterday and opened it up, so I'm gonna try it. And for the main event, this stove here. So as you probably already know, this just screws right on. Oh shit, let's flap that open. So here it is basically. One thing about this one compared to the Jetboil, this one has a bigger, I don't know what you call that, a jet I guess. This one here is 0.23 millimeters. The Jetboil is 0.27. So one thing about the Jetboil that's a little bit better, has a little bit bigger of a burner. This one does 5,150 BTUs per hour. The Jetboil does 9,000. Do you really need 9,000? Probably not, because there's a point where you're just heating the room more than you're heating the pot. This one here has a bigger pot size to the Jetboil. This one is 1.3 liters. The Jetboil is 1 liter. So you can see in here we have markings for capacity, I guess. So I got this nice bottle of Canadian Springs water, and we're going to see how accurate these lines are. Now this should be 500 milliliters, I imagine. And that is perfectly on the 0.5 liter. But we're not going to be boiling water today because that sucks. Everybody does a water test. We're going to be cooking beans. Now, fuck Heinz beans. We're going to be doing stag chili. Always pay more for the good stuff. So I'm actually going to keep this water and drink that. There we go. So the CampChef, as you probably know if you did your research on it, it has the piezoelectric lighter. Gotta clean my space up a little bit here. Organization is key. So let's open up our can of beans. I only get one shot at this. I can only open one can. Usually I do 2 or 3 takes for my shooting. I'm not that good at this yet. But here we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. As you'd expect. So the Jetboil and the CampChef are both made out of the same material. It's anodized aluminum, I think it's called. So this is about half the price of the Jetboil Flash, which is the reason I bought it pretty much. It's identical. It still has the neoprene cover. God forbid it doesn't have the color changing with temperature. Has the same nubs that hold it in place. Has the same, as I showed earlier, has the same heat absorbing, I don't know, fins, I would call it. Oh, I didn't think this through. Oh shit. So I just had to change my camera angle so you get a better view. So we have our little throttle on the side here, obviously. It's just a wire, and then our electric lighter over here. So let's light it up and get these beans cooking. So that's just on pretty much its lowest setting. Obviously we can crank this up. That's full blast. So I did a test with this yesterday, and boiling water on about medium heat took about 2.5 to 3 minutes to do. Let's bring it back up here. Beautiful. Ooh. Alright, so we're boiling already in these beans. Let's stir these up a little bit. That didn't take long at all. I'm not sure. But I'm just going to let this cook and keep stirring it. I'll fast forward and get back to you when they're cooked. So in theory, this one should give you more usage compared to the Jetboil. This CampChef uses 110 grams of fuel per hour. That's the isobutane, of course. The Jetboil uses 139 grams per hour. So with that, the CampChef advertises a boil of half a liter of water in 2 minutes. With the Jetboil, you get that same result in 100 seconds. So just under 2 minutes. Now, by my calculation, I'll put the calculations in the description. This should be able to boil 15 liters of water in an hour. These are pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to enjoy the f out of these. So here's the result after cooking. There's nothing really burnt at the bottom. There is a little bit in the middle, right directly where the burner is. But it's really not bad. You could take it off pretty easy. So I'm just going to put some water in here and see how well it rinses. This is the part nobody really shows you in their reviews, so I figure I would take the time to do it. Because I mean, when you're out in the bush with one of these, you really don't want to have to bring a scraper and all that other crap with you, so. There we are. That's just after rinsing it. I mean, there's a little bit on the edges where I didn't get it, but they tell you just to wash it with regular soap and water. There's really nothing special you have to do. And if you do have to scrape it, I mean, should have no problem taking that. So I'm just going to wash this up and then I'll finish up this review, I guess. I just wanted to point out that obviously I did wash this before I used it. So of course do that. Don't just take it out of the box and eat something out of it. Also, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, there were a couple reviews on this that complained about the build quality of this. Some people said because they use some thicker materials here and there, it's a couple extra grams that's added. And I don't know, I guess if you're paying $60, it's a big deal how many grams it is. If you really care about weight, yes, go buy the Jetboil, spend the extra money. But to me, it's the same materials. Really, there's not that much difference between the two of them. If it was a titanium, yes, sure, go spend the extra, I don't know, $50 to $100 and buy yourself a Jetboil. But at this price, you really can't go wrong, in my personal opinion. So here's the part where you pack it up. If you're not going to keep the stabilizer, you could just leave the fuel canister attached and drop it in if you want it really quick. I wouldn't recommend doing that because you could get some fuel waste if your throttle's not tight enough or anything like that. So just drop that bad boy in there. And if you're going to keep this, they have little grooves where you can put this in and it fits perfectly. It stabilizes it and everything. And then you can see on the sides here, it even has little grooves for your isobutane can. This is the 110 gram version. It fits perfectly in here with the lid. There's a little bit of space up top, so I don't know if you could get the bigger size in there. I'm sure you could try. But I'm just going to stick with these sizes for now. And then that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.